the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright.
And here we go. That's what JJ is saying. We are live on Instagram to start with, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Periscope, on Twitch, on Twitter, and LinkedIn. Giada Valenti here, 2 p.m. in the afternoon from Las Vegas. I see a lot of you already there. Hello, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you all doing? So the sun is shining in Las Vegas today. I don't know how about you. Where are you? The question is always, where are you watching from? I see Richard appearing. Richard, I know you are from Liverpool, right? Liverpool is in the house. So how are you doing, Richard? I see Lisa Mascari, Las Vegas is in the house. And please, again, Veronique from France. Guys, some of you, of course, I know where you're watching from, but some of you I don't. And even if I have known, other people may not have known where you're from. So maybe you find friends, they're from your same city. So where are you guys watching from? Da dove ci state guardando? I see also a lot of you here also on Instagram. Da dove ci state guardando? Terry, Ivano, da dove state guardando? Ragazzi, benvenuti. Giada Valenti, 2 del pomeriggio, 2 p.m. here on the West Coast, 5 p.m. on the East Coast, and it's 23 p.m. in Italy. And I say 23 p.m., which is late at night, because my guest today will be appearing from Italy. So for her, for my friend Ginevra Antonini, our celebrity chef today, it's already 11 o'clock at night. She stayed up for us. I mean, she's a young girl. I'm sure she doesn't go to bed that early, but still. Let's see if she has a pajama on. I don't know what Ginevra will appear to us. So guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. Are you guys ready for the guest of today? The guest of today, it's a chef. So you know my connection, right? I love music, and my second passion is food. Cooking, and most of all, eating the food, especially if Ginevra makes food. I've been to some event where Ginevra was cooking. Well, the best part was the cooking, of course. I was singing and then go into the kitchen, eat, and then go back singing. We just had an amazing time when I'm with Ginevra. So I'm very, very, very happy that Ginevra stayed up to appear and be here with us today. Marilyn, where are you watching from? I see Diane Pascal, more Vegas in the house. We have a lot of Vegas guys. How are you doing? Jennifer, where are you watching from? You're new to me. New Jersey, I see you. Antonio is a pastry chef, a celebrity pastry chef. Do you know Ginevra Antonini from La Prova del Cuoco? I mean, I always say La Prova del Cuoco because it's a famous Italian television, but Ginevra is far more than only the Prova del Cuoco. Ginevra has her own restaurant, has all activity. I just wonder if you all chefs know each other or something like that. So and then I will ask Ginevra also if she makes cakes. I know she makes a delicious tiramisu, but you, Antonio, make really like arts with your cakes. So I love all this connection I have with food. Being Italian, for me, you know, food is we say in Italy, today I feel like eating. That's the talk of the day. When we are having lunch, we talk about dinner. When we're having dinner, we talk about the breakfast of the day. Breakfast, we talk about lunch. So all the life of us Italian turns around food. Food is just like the wheels of a train. Our life goes through the wheels of food. And how many of you guys have the same connection with food, loving food as much as I know you guys love music? Otherwise, you will not be in my world. We've been doing this. I've been doing this. Well, I say we because you guys have been there with me for more than a month. We started March 18 when this quarantine started here in Las Vegas, actually a week earlier. But and I remember after a week, I was already missing you guys. So I said, okay, let me go live and see how you guys are doing. And ever since, I've been here 2 p.m. every day, and you have always been there. And so today, because my guest will appear from Rome, I decided to, before I introduce her, to sing something that is being written in Rome from Maestro Ennio Morricone, which is one of the musical royalty from Italy. He is from Rome. I remember I met him actually in Rome with Andrea Bocelli, and he has this very thick Roman accent, l'accento di Roma, Caput Mondi. I think they are the center of the world. So I decided to sing for you guys an Italian song that was written in Rome, probably by Maestro Ennio Morricone, but it's from one of my favorite movies. You know that my latest concert was songs from the movie, and this song, of course, has been part of it. My favorite movie, of course, is Cinema Paradiso.
And this is a tribute to Rome, la città del mio papà, my father's city. And by the way, papà e mamma, se ci state guardando, buona sera a voi o buona mattina se mi guardate domani. So in honor of Rome, the city that appearing in a few seconds, I want to sing for you one of my favorite songs of Maestro Ennio Morricone from Cinema Paradiso, Se, If. Andiamo a Roma. Se tu fossi nei miei occhi per un giorno, vedresti la bellezza che, piena di allegria, io trovo dentro agli occhi tuoi, e non so se sia magia o realtà. Se tu fossi nella mia anima un giorno, potresti avere un'idea di ciò che sento io quando mi stringi forte a te, e petto a petto noi respiriamo insieme. Protagonista del tuo amore, e non so se sia magia o realtà. If one day you could see with my eyes the beauty and happiness I see in you, when I see your eyes, the life I dream of can come true. Or is it just a dream? We are one, we truly are. Remember, we truly are one. Yeah, I see all of you appearing while I'm singing from all over the world. Roger Sculion from Las Vegas, most Vegas people. Were you able to say hello for me to Vinny Andolfi from our Bronx Wanderers?
It was his birthday last week, and we sang happy birthday to him. I will have to call him myself. And Diane Fiorentino, my Las Vegas, and my teacher of sign languages. Guys, this was Cinema Paradiso, written by Ennio Morricone, of course. He's a legendary composer and songwriter, and he was born and raised in Rome. And he still is from Rome in anything and everything he does. I mean, he wrote millions of soundtracks for movie. And I remember meeting him in Rome and then later in New York City when he came with 90 musicians all the way from Italy to do a concert at Radio City Music Hall. And when you speak with him, even if you don't speak Italian, you feel like you're in Rome because he has this accent from Rome and he talks with the hands. And my guest today, My celebrity guest today is a celebrity chef. She's also, I don't know if she was born in Rome. I'm going to ask her, but I know she is appearing from Rome. So let me see if my guest, the amazing, beautiful chef, Ginevra Antonini, she's there. Let me see. JJ, can you invite? And there she, oh my gosh, Ginevra, benvenuta.
Ciao!
Allora, sono le 11 di sera, 11 o'clock, is that your pajama?
It's not actually. I'm wearing my uniform just for you.
Thank you so very much. Your husband might think we are crazy, right? That you say,
Well,
I'm going to wear my...
You're crazy, so it's not a problem.
So we married the good guys.
Yes.
How are you? How are you doing? How is life in Rome?
Well, life in Rome is for sure a little complicated, different compared to what we're used to. But it's working. I mean, we're staying at home. We're following the orders and hoping that we will be soon free again to work and to do whatever we want to do.
Yes,
Yeah.
we were supposed to be almost together at the end of this month. You were supposed to come to America, and we had a big event waiting us.
I know. Yeah. Well, but I'm sure, after this period, we will start with more strength, and we're trying to rest a little bit. We were always all over the world, always cooking or singing as you do, fully booked. But this time we're kind of resetting. I always try to think that it's kind of a reset. And then we will start again. But it's a tough time. It's a tough time.
It's tough for everybody. I mean, we say we are in different boats in the middle of the same storm. So some of us have the worse than other, but we're all together and we need to help each other. I was just saying that you are in Rome right now, where it's 11 o'clock, but where were you born? Can you tell us a little bit more where is Ginevra Antonini coming from? Da dove arriva Ginevra Antonini?
Romana, sono Romana di Roma. So I was born in Rome, and it's the city I love the most, I have to be honest, because it's in my heart. But all my family lives in France. So they decided to move 8 years ago to France because my parents really wanted to live on the countryside. So they felt in love with this place, and they decided to buy this huge building and to make a restaurant there and to bring the Italian. There we go.
There it is, yeah.
So we invite all our viewers now to come over, and when we will be free again, to hug each other again. And for sure, Giada and JJ, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. So this is
you mentioned your parents have a restaurant. It's not so a restaurant. It's in a Michelin Guide's restaurant, right? It's like a top restaurant, right?
It's a very good restaurant because we really imported the Italian know-how to France. And actually, there is always this small, not fight, but this kind of competition. Rivalità. But it's
rivalry, yeah.
A healthy fight. So it's a kind of a competition between French and Italians. But in this case, I have to say they embraced us completely, and they really love what we do. And we had a very good impact with French people. And yes, now the restaurant is beautiful. I can't wait for you to come over. Vieni, dovete venire.
Non vedo l'ora. I cannot wait, because you guys also make that. You have buffaloes and you make your own mozzarella. Everything is made from scratch, right? Over there.
Exactly. So the interesting part is that we decided to do everything like the ancients used to do. So we started from scratch. So we have a vegetable garden where we take all our vegetables there. And then we have the buffalo. So the big project in this case was that we decided, yes, there we go.
They're beautiful, right?
Whenever I come to America and I say we have buffaloes in France to make mozzarella, and we're Italian, they get really confused.
But look at those mozzarella. I have them now.
Yeah, absolutely. They're really, it's a very good product, and it's all organic. So my brother decided 7 years ago to make this test. So he said, let's see if we manage to do this. And it worked. So we really worked it out, and now we became very famous because of our organic mozzarella that we sell to all the Michelin stars restaurants in the area that love our product, because it's something that is unique.
Yeah.
You will never ever find Italians that live in France and produce mozzarella.
It's amazing. And the place is big, so I guess the restaurant is not the old building. What do you have more in the building? There is also an hotel.
we're trying to make, yeah, you see, the last part is all the restaurant and where we do also events. And then in the middle, we live there. I mean, my family lives there. So it's a huge, huge building, as you can see. And the very last part with a little tower, we're planning to make a hotel.
Oh, beautiful. Hey,
yeah.
When there's inauguration, I'm going to be there to see you. Give home by selling it. Sing in French for that.
Tu vieni a cantare in Italian.
So you're still so young. I mean, you know, I won't say your age, but you're young. So when did you find out, I mean, that you wanted to be a chef? Did you always have this passion for cooking? But when did you said, okay, I love to cook and I want to be a chef? I understood your family was in the business. Is the way? But when Ginevra said...
It was the other way around. So I always had this passion for cooking. I mean, since I was a child, the only way, I was a very active child. You know me by now. Full of energy. So the only way to actually keep me, you know, calm and, you know, focused on something was the kitchen. So cooking. So I really had this amazing nanny that kept me in the kitchen the whole time, and I really loved to bake things and make pasta and do anything. And the passion started when I was probably 8 years old or something, that I really made my first cake by myself. And my parents were like, oh my God, what's going on here? But something, you know, it's like for you singing. I had it in my heart and I had to take it out somehow. And nothing. And after that, it really started to become a very strong passion. So I started reading books, learning, and meanwhile, I mean, you have to know, I went to German school. So I went to, from the kindergarten to the graduation, I went to German school. So 16 years of German school that really helped me to be, you know, very tough.
German.
Which is necessary, especially if you are a woman in a man's world. Yes. Because, you know, the kitchen is really a man's world. And so when I turned 18, that I could go, you know, and work in a kitchen, I started my experience in Rome. And then I went all over the world. And the best thing I did for my career was to live 3 years in London and work there for a very, very famous restaurant that really made the difference.
Yeah, you mean into Sally Clark's, right? I was to work for her because she's also a woman in this business. Did you learn something from her?
Absolutely, yeah. She's a very tough woman, and she's a businesswoman. And again, I still have a very big admiration for her, because she really managed to make the difference in a world that wasn't very, how can I say, it wasn't very easy to manage for a woman. With a very high quality product, with research, she invented actually the slow food in the UK, which is of course something that was 35 years ago uncommon. So that's what really inspired me.
Wow. And so, I mean, I've been to some event where you were cooking, and I mean, I see you handling situations that are very stressful. Very well. I mean, I must say, I mean, me on stage, you know, if I screw up a song, I can sing another one. But did you have, I mean, I saw you, something, the oven was not working. Yeah, that's something beautiful. I mean, you do always an amazing job. But have you ever had an experience where really everything we were cooking like was destroyed? Yeah, look at that. That's your food when we were in Kentucky recently. Do you remember? Yeah. Oh my God. It was
US pictures. Yeah. God.
Oh yeah. Did you ever had something that was just like that you were like, oh my gosh, how am I gonna repair this?
No, so you have to know that I'm like a problem solver, right? So I always try to keep calm in any kind of situation. And my employees always say, like, come on, it's not possible that you never really freak out when these things happen. So I have this like phantom that follows me, which is the oven. So wherever I go, also if the oven worked for the whole time, when I arrive, it stops working before I touch it. So I'm always afraid of ovens right now, but I always have a plan B, which in the kitchen, like in life, like we are experiencing right now, we always need to have a plan B. So keep calm and keep focused and try to solve the situation. Yeah, but it happens.
It happens. So even to Ginevra Antonini, even how did you enroll to the La Prova del Cuoco? For you guys, if you don't know, in America we have this very famous program. It's already been on TV for how many years, Ginevra? I think very long time, right? There with Giacomo, your brother.
This is my brother. Yeah, he came the last time to do this experience. I loved it. I loved it.
Hey, there you are.
So this is the program. You have this story. You need to hear it. So it's been live for 20 years. When I was a child, I'm 32. So when I was 12, I started to watch this program because it was the only source. Yeah, there we go. The only source of information for a child that was 12 to see live action cooking, apart from what we were doing in my family or with my parents or the nanny. So for me, I always asked my mother when I wasn't at home to record on the VHS, to record all the show. So when I was getting back home, I always watched it because I just loved to learn as much as I could with a notebook to write down all the details. Then it happened that they saw me because after I grew up, of course, I became, thank God, famous.
Yeah.
So people started seeing me, and since also the fact that I'm a woman, it's not so common. So they asked me to go, and I'm the only woman chef that does the competition still in the program. And I'm very flattered and honored of that because it means there are not so good chefs that can compete against me.
I'm in a world, man, in a world for men too, because I mean, music business is dominated by men most of the time. So I don't know how it's in your profession as a woman. For me, for instance, I always have the idea if a singer, of a musician, of an artist, we want to be perfections in something, they are going to say we are difficult. When a man, though, on the other hand, wants to do everything in a certain way, they say he's so professional. It's the same also for you?
It's exactly the same. Gosh. It's incredible. Oh, she's picky, she's... But we're just professionals. That's so true because, like for you, we have the luck to have very important clients, right? So you sing for very important clients, and I do cook for very important clients. So the standard always has to be very high, and to be in charge of this kind of responsibility that if you cannot, miss anything, you have to be under control of everything and very focused. And maybe sometimes what I think for us women, we have to be double compared to the man, right? So more professional, more concrete, and that's why we're so demanding to ourselves.
Yeah, I know.
That's why we match so well. I mean, we saw each other probably 6 times, and it's like, yeah.
It's like, we met each other only last year, I think, but I feel like I know you since forever.
Me too.
I like the name of your company is called Mood by Ginevra Antonini, which, yes, that is. I like that you choose the name because I always say, today I'm in a mood for this, for that, and the other, right? This is the way. Today I'm in a mood for pasta. Tomorrow I'm in a mood for fish. This is why you call your company with that name?
Absolutely. That's the reason. Because I always had the feeling like, when I always had, like my father says, this gift, right? So I always had this gift for cooking. It was something very natural. It's like for you singing. So, when I had a craving or something like saying, oh, I'm in the mood for, let's say, a risotto. So I thought there would be a matching name for a company because this is a word we pronounce very often. So in the end, you keep it in your mind. So I thought it would be the right reason, to call it this way.
Yeah, and when you're in the kitchen, though, I'm in the mood for any kind of food because wherever you prepare, I'm in the mood for. So you don't even...
Guys, you have to know that Giada, I'm going to say this now. I'm going to be open. Is what we call in Italian una buona forchetta. It means she's a good fork.
Oh, yeah. But I'm very picky. Don't forget, I'm very picky. If it wasn't good, I won't be being... Yes.
she's very honest, very picky, very precise, like in her job. So what I really appreciated about her was that she really, could understand also a plate, what was in the dish, the details. So having her compliments for me was even more important than from anyone else. So
I mean, and we should tell people that normally as a singer, I cannot eat before I perform. So Ginevra is so amazing that every time we are part of a same event, she keep all the food aside for me. She keep it warm and ready for me. So at the end of my performance, I can have all the food everybody had, double size, triple size.
Special place dedicated to her, remade also because I really wanted her to share the food with me, of course.
And I'm blessed and lucky every time because most of the time I can come to the kitchen. So Ginevra allowed me to go to the pets and pots, and I can have bread and I can eat from wherever is left over.
We actually did that. So the Italians that are watching us probably will know what is a scarpetta. La scarpetta, which is taking a piece of bread and, licking the pot at the very end, which is the best part, let's say. When everybody has finished eating, we really take the last part.
And I remember we were in the kitchen doing la scarpetta at the end of the event, and the most important part of you remember the important guest came to the kitchen and we were doing la scarpetta. We were like, hello.
Like super VIP politicians.
Exactly. We were like, okay. I couldn't resist. I have a question. So you cook do you cook only Italian food or do you have other?
No, I'm very international. I mean, of course, when we go to foreign countries like America or Germany, I always try to offer the traditional food, right? So Italian food. But basically, I do a very Mediterranean kitchen. But I also go like to Asian. I have some mixtures of all the cultures I like, because what I think is that food in general, if you do it 100% top quality and the best possible way, is always the best.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where it is, if it's if it's Asian or Indian, or I think food is amazing in general, and I have a lot of respect for food. So, of course, I think Italian kitchen is one of the best, if not the best.
I'm with you on that. I'm sorry for the rest. I know. I know.
I mean, I'm from Rome.
Which, my daddy is from near Rome. So when you are from that region, you think you're the best. I have a question though. So you cook any kind of food, but what is your favorite food to eat when you're at home by yourself? And do you cook for yourself after 8 hours, 10 hours shift working for your famous client? Do you still cook for yourself and your husband?
I wish. I mean, the shifts we do when we do the events sometimes reach 18 hours, seriously, which is, since I don't have here in Rome a restaurant, I have a catering company, which is different. It means we don't work every day, but we plan every day, and we have like very long shifts and events that last also the day after. So it's a very hard job. But when I come back home, like, for example, normally we finish an event at 3 o'clock in the morning. What I eat, you will not believe this, which is the most simple thing on earth. It's a piece of bread with extra virgin olive oil and an egg on top.
Protein, some carbs.
That's it. That's the meal. Like super fast. Yeah.
Already panic on l'olio bread with oil. You had me on that, like you had me at hello. You had me on bread and oil. You had me already there.
So you make homemade bread, so it's just another story, of course. So it's super healthy. It's super good. We are lucky here because we have very good products. But I have to say, whenever I come also to America, I always found very good, high quality products. And to create Italian plates in America was actually very easy. I would say, yeah.
You're my only celebrity chef that I know, but I always wonder, because you have to keep the traditions of the food alive, so the Italian recipe. But as a chef, you also need to be creative. How do you how can you be creative, still keeping the traditions of, for instance, the real pasta alla carbonara? So you have to combine, also in Italy, but also in the rest of the world. How can you put creativity in a dish that needs to be traditionally the same way?
Yeah, this is a very good point. I think in cooking is always try to see the things with another perspective. So a carbonara that you normally see like that, you always have to watch them in another view. So on another side, let's say we want to make a normal carbonara, which would be basically what we always see. Of course, without cream, I want to say it out loud. It's no cream in the carbonara. It's never
non c'è la panna nella carbonara. No.
Esiste. But for example, if you see with another perspective, you might think you can make a crumble out of the guanciale, or you can make a flan with a sauce. You know, you can destructure it and construct it in a different way, and you will still feel the same taste, but with another view. So this is the idea in classic plates. Or what I always try to do is to decompose the components and then put them together in another structure. So this is a way to be creative, and also to instead of using maybe, let's say, a normal San Marzano tomato, you try to use a cherry tomato to do another kind of sauce. You know, just try to mix up a little bit the ingredients with a fresher maybe taste, because you know Italian kitchen and Italian cooking is also it's not very easy cooking. It's a simple cooking, but simple things sometimes are the most difficult things to do. So that's why you always have to try to find a way of making things easier, fresher, and faster for the life we're making now. You know.
Talking of which, I mean, you're an amazing chef. Do you share this knowledge? Can we learn to cook with you? Do you give lessons? There is anything that you can do so we can all be better in what we do? And I mean,
yeah, well, actually, this is a very good question, because recently, since the situation, as we know, is forcing us to stay at home, I was asked from many people to create like master classes, right? So cooking classes. Since we have a lot of time now to learn, and you know, we started reading books again. We are spending more time in the kitchen. We're singing more. You know, we're doing. We can to pass the time. This is a good time to give us an opportunity to learn something. So I decided to start creating these cooking lessons that I'm making live. So like we're doing now, like video calls from my live kitchen here at home. You know,
a beautiful kitchen, by the way.
Thank you. It was a gift for myself.
That.
And so I decided to plan these kind of topics where people can learn. Like, for example, you want to learn how to make a risotto. So we will plan a day together, and we will create this event. And I will do a one-to-one, or with your husband, with your friend, with your son, whoever. And we will do this cooking life lesson. So you will have the opportunity to ask me any question you like and see the live action, how a real chef cooks the things.
That's amazing. And you do it for everybody in the world, because you do it in Italian. How many languages do you speak, Ginevra?
I do 4. It's Italian, of course, German, English, and French.
Guys, I think we have to talk maybe, you know, because on Saturday I always give a cooking class of the little things I do, and I always said, if I can cook it, that I'm a singer, but maybe we should figure it out a way to do something together. So guys from all over the world, I see many of you have questions. Maybe I should convince Ginevra to teach us to make something more complex, because I mean, you made also pasta, bread, gnocchi. You made stuff from scratch, which I totally don't, for instance.
Okay. Well, we can do that together. I will teach you, and you will teach me how to sing, because
there we go. There was another question. I mean, for me, music and food, it's something that is very, it brings back memory. So me, every time I smell some food, I remember last time there I was with you, you made something with polenta, and So for me, the smell of the ragu that you made and the polenta brings me back things in the kitchen with my grandmother. What is your most beautiful? And so a song does the same. It's the same thing. What is the memory of? Do you have a food that really brings back one of the most beautiful memory of you as a child, of little Ginevra? What that food would be?
Well, it's probably well, it will sound simple, but it actually is true. It's the smell of the ciambellone. You know, the cake that we do in Italy with a hole. It's like a big donut, but it's a cooked, yeah. And it's something we do in Italy for breakfast. So it's something very simple. And my mom, that we say hello to my mother, that she's sleeping probably now, but
Ciao mamma di Ginevra, anche la mia ci guarda domani. Ciao mamme.
Esatto, le mamme, salutiamo le mamme. You have to know that my mom, compared to many other moms, she's not a great chef, let's say it. So my brother and I, we had a reaction to this. So, but the only thing that she really did, and she always did this amazing ciambellone, was this special recipe that she had, and she never shared. And this brings me really back to memory when I was a child, because the smell, you know, I think food is amazing. It's like the songs that you were saying before, like the music, because it gives you a reaction that you can't even control, because you just feel them inside of you. So it brings you back memories of childhood, of happy moments or sad moments. I mean, you know, it's life.
It's true. Yeah, is the same thing. What is the? I mean, you have been cooking for for so many famous people, and you cook for, let's say, you do catering events for all the brands, the Gucci. I mean, all the
well,
the
I
best
work
brand.
for I work for big fashion brands that we can name. I mean, that they know me. Hi, I will say hello.
You can mention them. Let's brag a little bit. You cook for.
Yeah. Well, I work for Fendi, for Ferragamo, for Hermes, for Dior, for Brioni, for, I mean, lots of big brands.
And is there a person in the world that you say, if I could only cook for, I don't know, me, I would love to sing to, I don't know, George Clooney.
Oh.
What would you love to cook for?
Well, probably a chef, but I couldn't decide because there's so many. Don't put me in this situation. I cannot choose.
You know, maybe also somebody that is not alive anymore. If you said you would, I mean, who would you have loved to cook for?
Well, but probably, you know, all the Ducasse, all that area. But I'm very afraid of them. So, you know, the hardest person to cook for is actually my father.
Oh, so, really? You keep it in the family.
Yeah.
Well,
I was afraid of that.
Well, you know, I have my mom. You said your mother can cook. My mother can't sing, even though she likes Barbara Streisand, for instance. And every time she sings, we pray her to don't sing. So my mother, she's also my most precious critic. I say precious because parents, your father, I'm sure, they criticize with the meaning to make you better. So my mom, she's watching all these things I do daily, and she has a old thing. Tomorrow she's going to tell me something probably that I did wrong with you. Oh, you should have said. So I'm sure your dad is the same. He loves you. So
it's part of growing. They do it for us. They don't do it for, you know, it's just, it's part of, because they care.
It's true. They care. And the last time I saw you, we were in the kitchen in Philadelphia, and you brought with you your brother, Giacomo.
Yeah, there he is. Oh.
Yeah, there he is. Hi, Giacomo. I don't know if he's watching. And you two were in the kitchen. Actually, in Kentucky, you guys were there together too. And you two were cooking and there he is again. And then we're with Gianna. Look at it. We are Giacomo, Giada, Ginevra, and Gianna. We are the 4G. And then I have another picture which I love. You brought another assistant from Rome, Julia. So Giada. We are all GG. They are the 4G, the 3G. Look at that tiramisu, guys.
Amazing.
That tiramisu was to die for. Oh my, you know that and it was big. Yeah, but
yesterday I will show you. I made savoiardi, but round ones myself, and I was teaching to these clients how to make savoiardi. I will show you.
Oh, those are lady fingers, but then all made by Ginevra.
Yes, exactly. These are lady fingers, and we made them round because we had a round tray where to put them in, and they are amazing. I will send you the recipe so you can share it with your followers.
No, we have to figure out a way to do something together. Talking about giving those classes, because I'm sure people is going to ask, where can they find you if they want to have information to do a cooking class with you? How can they find you?
Sure. I mean, they have. They can contact me on my Facebook account, that is Mood Ginevra Antonini, or my Instagram account, that is Mood Ginevra, just like the name you see here. Or on my website, they will find my email and they can ask me any information they would like, or if they want to have, a special cooking class or a special, maybe what we are organizing right now, since people cannot have the parties. We're making these cooking class parties, so on Zoom or any other network. They can contact the friends and make a cooking class all together to celebrate a birthday party.
That sounds like something I would love to do. I mean, I see a lot of people. Please share the recipe. Yes, we will share. Some people ask to share the recipe of the Savoiardi. Hey guys, I don't know if we have to pay for this. That's another thing. You have to share your recipe. Like, do you feel like they take away something from your?
Well, I'm one of those chefs that always try to really give the real recipes, because you have to know that not every chef really gives the real recipe that works. Always to try to be kind of, superior, but I'm not like that. You know me. I share the things I know, and so that people can learn as much as possible, because I think cooking brings people together and it's so important. And for me, it's a pleasure, to share the things. Of course, not all the tricks. For that, you need to take the cooking lessons.
Exactly. And you know what? I'm always saying, anybody can sing any kind of song, but everybody has a personal touch. So even if I make, probably you teach me how to make those Savoiardi, probably it's not going to taste anyway like you do, because probably I screwed up maybe with something,
Well, that's a special touch.
Exactly. And then, there is also a personal taste. For instance, my mother, she's a good chef. For instance, she's always very low in salt because she doesn't like the taste of salt, which I got used to it. So when I cook for other people, I'm an okay chef. Sometimes I'm very low in salt, but I kind of like it. So for me, sometimes in the United States, you've been in America a lot. For me, everything is either too sweet or too salty because I'm not used to it. So what is your take about, you've been in America, and I know every time you come here for work, they take you to restaurants. I know. Most of the time they take me to Italian restaurants, which is painful. But what's for you as a professional chef when they take you to a restaurant, this, you're going to like it, and then you're like...
So are you sure you want the answer, the real answer?
Yeah, because you said we have to educate people. I'm always saying, when I give my cooking classes on Saturday, I always say that moderation, you have to taste the food. When there is too much salt or too much sugar, you destroy the food. There is no taste anymore. So
my opinion is that I think we really lost the measurements. So we lost the balance in things, but it's not only in America. I want to be honest about that, because also in Italy right now, since there is a lot of junk food, because people are, they pretend they don't have time, but in our show, in the La Prova del Cuoco, we are live. We only have less than 20 minutes to cook 2 whole plates from scratch without knowing the ingredients before. Okay, we're professionals, but you don't find really 20 minutes to do 1 dish for your family. You can find the time if you're organized and if you just have a few tricks that are so easy, because the simple things are always the best. And it doesn't mean that you have to over salt or over sugar, just to cover the flavor of the ingredients, because there is no need. If you choose properly high quality food and, organic ingredients, you will not need to put so much salt, so much pepper, so much seasoning, because you destroy the food, as you say. You need to have respect for the main ingredients. So for the vegetables, for the meat, for the fish, respect that. And then just try to find the balance. I know it's not easy, but with a little practice, we will start to eat again properly, because it's good for our health. People don't believe that I'm a chef because I'm too skinny.
Yes, you are. Yeah.
But the thing is that I love food. I just eat healthy food, and I do a lot of sport, which
Yeah.
is good. And I always say we are what we eat, which is not a common phrase. It's really the truth. So if you just drink coffee, or you just eat junk food, at the end of the day, you will be coffee and junk food. So hysterical and fat. So
Yeah.
which we don't need that. We need, happy people, which mean always also to eat fried things. I'm not saying you don't have to enjoy. I'm not serious about, rich food. I'm not saying that I just eat salads. Absolutely not.
No, me neither. Yeah.
So you know what I mean. It's important for our health.
I mean, and you said it. Italian food is so simple. My nonna, my grandmother, she was a good chef for the traditional normal recipe. She raised 7 children. She used to say to me when I was a little girl that Italian food was great because was not more than 4 ingredients, not considering salt and pepper and oil. And she said if there are more, at a certain point in the 80s, we started to have new recipe that we have to add. And my grandmother used to say, if you need more than 4 ingredients, it's not a recipe, it's a piece of crap, which is true.
Absolutely.
Food, you have to taste the ingredients. So thank you for saying that. We need to re-educate ourselves.
Re-educate and distinguish what is in the plate, because if you start putting too many things inside of the plate, you don't even know what's inside. And the first rule of cooking is that you taste what is inside, right? So if you start mixing and mixing, you have to know. Right now there is a tendency, I will tell you this about the new tendencies of Italian cooking, also international. I mean, all these Michelin stars restaurants are having big troubles right now because people are going back to the origins, right? So to the heritage things, to the classic, simple, genuine things where you really know that the strawberry has to taste like a strawberry and not like a tomato, or anything else, just because it's fancy, or we're going back to who we are.
It's about the time. I mean, because I like sophisticated food sometimes, but food. Food is simplicity. Food is 4 ingredients, like my grandmother used to say. I have a question, then I'll let you go because you have to go and sleep. Is your husband already, PJ, already sleeping?
He's sleeping.
So I let you go to the love of your life. But I have a question for you. So where do you see yourself in 10 years? You're already so successful, and you have done basically for such a young woman, you have achieved already so much. Do you have anything, I don't know, a television show? What do you want to do? What do you see yourself in 10 years?
Well, actually, I'm very happy with what I'm doing. The idea is to develop as much as I can what I'm doing, and to show, to teach also the people how to, as we were saying before, to eat good. And, and a TV show could help a lot to bring this message through. But what I really would love would be to go to my family in France and to develop the restaurant as much as I can, and to make real, like a small mini city in that place that is so beautiful, and to create the hotel and the restaurant, to make the events in France. So be close to my family and maybe have my own family. Apart from my poor husband that is sleeping.
I'm sure he's thinking, what are you dressing up yourself as a chef at 11 o'clock? Yeah, John is waiting in Vegas. He's going to think me and you are crazy.
No, I do with pleasure, trust me, with big pleasure. And I'm very honored that you called.
I love you with all my heart. I cannot wait to see you for real, to embrace you for real, because I know social distance is going to be for a little while. But when we see each other, we may not even be able to embrace, but already the fact that we're going to be in the same room with food.
I know. I love that. It's like really, we've been knowing each other since ever. I don't know why.
Me too. So I want to thank you. I see a lot of people have questions. I'm going to put the link of you, Ginevra, at the end of the sessions today. So you guys, if you want to contact Ginevra for those famous cooking classes, in the meantime, I keep talking to Ginevra and see if we can do something somewhere that all the people connected with me, you can teach us to do something that I can't.
Okay, sure.
I will be there making it with you. So if I screwed up, they can see.
I'm not that strict, don't worry.
Oh, yo. I don't know. I watch cooking program. I know that you guys in the kitchen can be pretty strict to one to another. So I don't know. Maybe Ginevra will shout at me like, "What are you doing?"
No, not with you, not with you.
Well, and then I teach you to sing. I saw you alla Prova del Cuoco also singing. So yeah, don't do that. It was funny actually. I think was nessuno
Yeah.
mi può giudicare. Well, that song, right?
Guarda,
Was something
ma
Italian. Yeah,
lei
I saw it. It was funny. My mother, she's a big fan. She watch you all the time.
ma
So
lei è fantastica, è super simpatica.
è carinissima lei, sì, l'ho conosciuta anch'io a New
Piccola,
York. So,
piccola, piccola, piccola.
Ginevra, I thank you. I'll let you go to sleep for your beauty sleep, even though you need this beauty sleep because you're beautiful already. And I will be seeing you soon, maybe for your cooking classes and with some people. Yeah, I saw a lot of interest because food, you
Yeah,
always wake
right
up the
now.
human. And I love you. You stay safe there in Roma. Mi raccomando, state a casa, state tranquilli e ci vediamo
Tranquilla.
quando sarà tutto finito.
Va
Ti
bene,
mando un
grazie
abbraccio.
mille. Un bacio GJ.
Grazie di tutto, bella, anche a te, anche a PJ. Ciao, buonanotte. Buonanotte a Ginevra. Good night to Ginevra. By the way, you can watch all the episode and also this episode at giada.live. Should you have missed it or you want to share it, you can do also those share things with your family. You guys do it all the time. I see a lot of questions and I'm going to read everything. And actually today we have a pretty busy also on Instagram. So as soon as I'm done with these things, I'm going to answer to all your questions. I'm going to put the link of Ginevra. So you guys, if you want to take those cooking classes, even without me, Ginevra is amazing. You saw now, she speaks several languages. I know ci guardate dalla Germania, dall'Italia, dalla Francia. She speaks 4 languages, so she can do cooking classes in wherever languages you want to do. And I will keep talking to her to see if we can do something together with food while we are quarantining all together through the Giada Live. You never know. So I see a lot of us are watching there. I see, is any one of you new for the first time? Ronnie Manicotti, you must have been happy today. It was all about food. And I'll let you go now. I'll let you go because I know we all have this busy schedule watching all these things. And so tonight, I don't know, tonight I'm going to prepare for tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday. So tomorrow I change a little bit the format. Tomorrow there's not going to be guests. So tomorrow there is question and answer. So if you have any question tomorrow, I will try to read your question and answer your question. So whatever question you have for me, I'm going to do it. And then Saturday, of course, we're going to be in the kitchen. Ginevra will be like, whoa, yes, I'm going to picking up a little bit of my cooking. Saturday, I teach you to make these delicious, simple plates of pasta. Like Ginevra said, Italian food is so easy to make. You need only 15 minutes of your time and you can eat healthy food and keep healthy, skinny, and have like better food than you will get in any kind of restaurants. And then Sunday, of course, there is the concert. Was today, everybody was also Doug there from Sacramento, I'm sure, Veronique from France, Ronnie is there. Guys, if you were watching for the first time, also you guys there on Instagram, welcome, share with your family. And I'm going to see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Tomorrow I'm going to be answering your questions and answer. Domani, domande e risposte. Grazie a tutti quanti, fatemi sapere da dove ci state guardando e ci vediamo domani. Stay tuned because I made a little leader for you also for the end. Yesterday some of you enjoyed it. Is of course the song Dankeschön, which means thank you very much. Grazie con tutto il mio cuore, Dankeschön, merci, au revoir e ci vediamo domani. Giada da Las Vegas, a domani, out!